Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is JC. Welcome to Zap with JC. I wanted to give you guys an update. This is my new panel, and I will be speaking from time to time and just giving some just true statements and opinions based on how I feel, and maybe some information here or there. It's really just a open, opinionated space for me to get my reach out there. And if you would like to listen, cool. And if you want to take heed to anything that I say, you're more than welcome. This is a way also to feed information and give certain tips on things that maybe some people may not be aware of. We're all here to learn, and I don't have all the answers or know everything. I might learn from some of you, but you're more than welcome to be a part of this journey. Today, I wanted to get on some things. Well, actually, really just one topic. And the topic for me is execution. We oftentimes, we're very discouraged by whatever's going on in our lives, or, we may present an idea to someone and then they discourage us based on what their perception of the idea is. But I want to let you guys know that we're really, really, truly powerful beings, and God gave us a gift. So if you have an idea, if you have some type of purpose, or whatever it is that you feel within inside, shoot for it. Some of the best tips to start and execute on your ideas are to jot your ideas down. Oftentimes we may get, a thought while we're at work, and then often, we might get busy and then forget. But the best thing to do is, when you get an idea, is put it in your notes, either in your phone or write it down. Don't let those ideas go. I don't care if it's one, if it's 10, if it's 100. Gather them, because you're going to revert back, and then one day you're going to be happy. My story is a little crazy because I was actually selling cars, and back in 2014, this is crazy because I was selling cars during this time and I had lost my brand. So I would say 2014, started selling vehicles, and during this time I was wondering, how can I escape this, because I just had my clothing line, and I had my brand for almost 5 years. I did my thing. We did trade shows. We had a lot of stores that were gravitating towards us and buying our brand, and made one costly mistake, got tricked on the manufacturing side, and whoop, the brand was just gone within a matter of 5 months. It was the craziest thing that I've ever experienced. And I had put so much work and time and effort into this project, and to see it just unfold the way it did, it was truly a place where I was put in a space that only very few people know what it did to me mentally. So I've encountered a high level of success and also a high level of failure at a very rapid pace, and Lord knows that I was humbled by the event that had taken place. But it was the best thing that had ever happened to me, because I had started to sell cars, and during that time it helped me to brush up on my people skills and learning ability. And I learned so much from interacting in a sales position and being around other great people, to where it positioned me for where I am right now. I went from sales and dealing with people on a local basis to now operating on a global space and interacting with people from all over the world on a daily basis. And our team is from all over the world. And although we're a new company, we are a progressively building company. So we're in a new emerging space, which is the blockchain, Web3, and we're building. So when you have these ideas, when you have something that you feel within inside of you, the best thing to do is just jot your ideas down, note it, and then the next step would be to find information. I would tell you, after you write your ideas down, revert back to it when you have time. It's no rush. And from there, find information. Do as much research as you can. We all have phones in our hands. We all have computer access now. It's not like it was 20, 30 years ago where, only the middle class or, the wealthy had computers. Now everybody does. We have a phone, and it's so much information that is at our fingertips. There's no excuse anymore for us not to find avenues or at least question what we're thinking. After you find this information, then you're going to break down what's feasible for you into smaller steps. And then once you break that down, then you're going to create action from forming your steps. So let me break this down to you. So the first thing that I did was I created my idea. So I had an idea, wrote it down on paper. It took me months to process the next step because I had no way of understanding what technology was, or I had no way of understanding what a wireframe was. But the great thing about it is that I did fashion, and we used to create wireframes. We don't call them wireframes, but we call them like in the fashion world, we would have like our season. We would have our I can't think of the word right now. I'm sorry, but either way, we would have all of our templates with our shirts, our shoes, our hats. They will all be formed in seasons, and those templates were our showcasing for fall, spring, summer. The wireframes are the same thing. So when I was able to connect the fashion world into the tech world, it was pretty similar because we would have to have these showcasings for our seasons, and then the wireframe is pretty much the outline of the idea, right? So I created the idea after putting it on paper. Then I created the wireframe. But in between that time, yes, I did research, did everything I needed to. But you can do in either step on that part, because sometimes you may have an idea that you write down and then you want to get to the creative side. It really just depends on the level of understanding and of what you're doing. For me, I was able to grasp things a little bit faster because I did have understanding. But if you don't, then yes, research. But after I gathered my wireframe, I did research. And when I researched how to put a team together. I researched coding. I researched language. I researched the difference between native and React Native and hybrid, applications, software, web development. And that was my path because it was something that I needed to learn. So the next thing after that is you need to learn how to execute, right? What is it going to take to get to the next step? And sometimes it may take a partnership. Sometimes it may take just you taking that initiative step. But you want to surround yourself with great people if you are going to partner. Find the best people that are going to have your back and you are going to have theirs. But most importantly, they need to understand what the vision is, and then just make things happen. When we have these ideas and we execute, it takes a great sense of discipline and accountability to be able to capitalize, and not just in a monetary way, When I say monetary, I mean money. But to capitalize on your ideas and execute in a way to where you feel like you're gaining ground, it takes a real large portion of being self-aware to know when you need to focus and when you need to balance yourself to where you need to fall back so you can have you time. Things, the 1% in the world, they are really critical thinkers. They are focused, they are driven, they're self motivated, very in tune and learn on a high level. And we can teach ourselves these skill sets. It doesn't take school, although I am a believer in school, but it doesn't take school. It takes self discipline and self awareness, knowing that if you want to learn something, you have the power now because you have the freedom of going to your phone, and it's free, and tapping in a question that you may not understand. And then from there, you may tap into this one question, and then you may find 50 answers to it. And then in some of those answers, you may not understand them fully, but what'll happen is that it may break down something for you, and then you'll see a word that you don't fully understand, and then you Google and search that word, and from there it leads to more detailed information on a topic that may help you get to where you want to be or go. So the topic of this discussion that or my opinion, rather, is just to execute in a way that is realistic for you on your ideas and capitalize on all of your ideas by just focusing, become disciplined and strategic, however that may be for you. Aside from that, thank you for listening. And this is JC. And if you are into blockchain, then you can follow my company at Directo app, which is listed right on the page on the screen. And then also on Twitter, it's Zap with JC, which is my Twitter handle. And if you have any questions, you can DM me. Like I said, I'll be speaking my opinion based on how I feel when I feel it. I'm not here to try to act like I know everything because I don't. But at the same time, I'm doing something that is different. And it's an emerging market. Blockchain Web3 is going to change the world in so many ways. And that's another conversation and topic for another day. But let's build a community and tap in and use our resources because we have so much power in unity. And it's a beautiful thing when we actually discover it and we become aware of it. All right. Take care, everyone.